to Discussions with Didi Parker. Happy Thursday. One more day to the weekend. Pre-Friday Eve. Welcome. What up, Polo Mandela? You are my first contestant. Hey, Healing Hurt Ministries. Welcome to Discussions with DT Parker. Twitch is active. What up, DJ? Red Asylum. What up, Tyler, baby? Twitch is active. What up, by the way? Twitch is active. IG, of course, is active. We do this live every day on IG. And then it's posted to YouTube. Thank you to the YouTube people that have already subscribed, and followed. If you have not done so, please make sure you subscribe, and follow to the YouTube channel. Please and thank you. Polo's ATL Top 20 in here. What up? What it do? ATL Top 20. St. Louis. What it do? All right, we have a very serious topic today. So it's a very sensitive subject, sensitive content. I just want to put that out there. Hey, Tyler, baby. Thank you. Appreciate you, Polo. So if you can't take sensitive things, then this is not the Discussions with Didi Parker for you today. All right, so this is about, are you guys familiar with the story of the young boys that are 12, 13, and one is 15? The 15-year-old is not being charged, but the two, hey auntie, hey mama, but the 12-year-old and 13-year-old are, right by R7. Hey, thank you. I just went to a school. Oh my God, before we get into it, I hate to tie this into this because I just went to a school, but big shout out to Jordan Middle School. I did their career day. So big shout out to them out in the net, Gwinnett County. So yeah, I was out there today. So big shout out to the 7th graders that Miss Randolph's class that I got a chance to speak to the different students. I have 4 different classes and talked about what I do. But, all right, so, welcome. Discussions with Didi Parker. Hey, auntie, if you do not like sensitive content, then this is not the Discussions for Didi Parker for you today, all right? So, yeah, exit stage left. I saw somebody that left. So, if you don't like sensitive content and this is going to bother you, please exit stage left now. All right, so, are you familiar with the story of the young boys? They're 12, they're 13, and one is 15. The 15-year-old is not being charged as an adult, but he's being charged as a juvenile. Yes, mama. And the 2 other ones, the 12 and the 13-year-old, are being charged as adults. This situation is getting when I say it's getting very messy, because now there is an auntie claiming some things, but I'm going to play all of this back for you. If you are not familiar with the story, I will get you acclimated right now. I hate to show the babies' faces, but they're being charged as adults, so it's cool. Here we go. Here we go for the folks that don't know what we're talking about.
2 middle school aged boys.
We have a grand jury indictment charging
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults, accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming, Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name. And just minutes ago, we learned from the Miami State Attorney's Office that there is a 3rd co-defendant, a 15-year-old by the name of Xavier Tyson, who is also facing the charges in connection that he has to this.
Right.
Attorneys for 2 of the 3 boys arrested in
this is the mama or the 12-year-old.
That's the mother of 12-year-old Josiah Jones, screaming at anyone who would listen after today's court hearing as her son faces charges as an adult in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
I don't care if they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. Guess what? I'm going to always feel like as a mother, as a woman, I'm going to always feel like it's not enough.
The girl's mother, speaking to Local 10 recently, saying she just wants justice for her daughter. According to police, the girl was leaving a friend's home when she encountered the boys near a community garden in Overtown. Investigators allege 13-year-old Nelson Nunez raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson was 14
y'all got the story, right?
Restrained her. Police say
so this next clip I'm about to play for you is the 12-year-old, one of the 12-year-old boys. I'm trying to figure out which daddy he is. Josiah Jones. This is the daddy of Josiah Jones. This is him talking about his son going to jail. I know it's a lot. Please keep up with me.
Yo, boy, we talking
Hey, drop top polo.
We're going to leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong 2 kids.
Marvin Jones' son, Josiah, is charged with battery and false imprisonment, charges related to the rape of a 12-year-old girl. A police report says the victim says his son, Josiah, held her down and put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming for help.
This is a 12-year-old.
Okay. I don't know. Instagram is saying I'm near my recording, so what I'll do is just keep the screen on me. All right, new folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker, because I'm not trying to have them take this. You know what they do, IG. So I'll just keep the screen on me and just play the video so you guys can hear the feedback, because they said I was limited to some recordings, so I'm not trying to have them knock us off. But new folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. If you're familiar with the story, we're talking about the 12 and 13-year-old that is now being charged as adults for the alleged sexual assault of a 12-year-old girl. Now, this next clip that I am about to play for you is, I think, one of the 3 teen boys charged. I believe this is one of the aunties. So, I just want you to take a listen. I just want you to take a listen to what she's saying. Here we go.
He savage.
The language,
so he
sorry.
Like, shit, you been talking about you wanting to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh, no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or, you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them, because how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids is like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the mix of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she wanted to yell, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days. She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl went to tell her mama. They dragged her from the park. They took her there, and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comment. I got on here to check her. If you gonna tell a story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on the run or for none of that. Because if he get direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched.
Oh my. Okay then. Y'all done heard the auntie speak. Mama said stop them down before they grow up and do worse. And then mama said auntie is making excuses. Now that you have heard it from all angles, all walks, what are your thoughts on this story? Yeah, Joey. A mess child. Yeah, Joey. This thing is messy. Messy. What is the story, though? I mean, I know what they're saying on the news, but what's the, there's always 3 sides to a story. And I'm not trying to victim, but I'm just saying. Mama said, why he putting rocks in her mouth if she was okay with it? Victim blaming. You said the auntie is victim blaming. I'm going to play this back because this situation is messy. For the new folks, welcome to, I know, Joey, I'm on the fence about this one too, child, because it's like, wait. Because you got one side saying that she wasn't touched, that she was a willing participant. But how do we know that to be a fact? And then you have her saying that that's what it was. Mama, we were talking. I didn't see where the father caught them in the act. Hey, X Squad Studios. I didn't hear that part or see that part. But I'm going to go back to one of these clips because, what up, Mr. Clifford? I believe it said in a news clip that the father was calling for her. And that's why the boys stopped. New folks, welcome. Discussions with Dee Parker. What up, got you open, ENT? We're talking about the situation with the young boys, the 12, 13-year-old and the 15-year-old that allegedly sexually assaulted a 12-year-old little girl. So sensitive content. If you can't stomach this, then this ain't for you today. And thank you for contributing anyway. But yes, that is what we're on. I just played a clip back from the auntie, but I want to go back because I want to, oh, you said someone said that. Okay, because I could have swore in the news clip that I just played, but that I played a second ago, and then I'm going to play this auntie, that I played, it said that the dad called her name, but I'm
serious charges to include kidnapping as adults accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name.
Okay, that's what I
and just minutes ago
that's what I thought. Okay. So I don't know where that person got the father, because, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure if this father had caught them in this act, these little boys would not be alive. Rashad, we're talking about the situation. And yesterday we talked about Jasmine Crockett. I hate that for y'all. And if I could have voted for Jasmine Crockett 10 times over, I would have.
Well,
did you hear me, Rashad?
Yeah, I did.
But here we are. But we are talking about today. Are you familiar with the 12, 13, and 15-year-old that is being accused of allegedly sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl?
No.
Yeah. All right. Let me play this back for you. This is the scenario.
12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Hold on.
Two middle school aged boys.
You have a grand jury indictment charging.
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults
accused
of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name. And just minutes ago, we learned from the Miami State Attorney.
So that was them talking about it. This is actually one of the dads of the three boys speaking out about his son.
Boy, we're talking about, we're going to leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong two kids.
Marvin Jones's son, Josiah, is charged with battery and false imprisonment, charges related to the rape of a 12-year-old girl. A police report says the victim says his son, Josiah, held her down and put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming for help.
This is a 12-year-old.
Okay, so that was the dad. This is the auntie of one of the three teen boys charged. Hey, writing by Winifred, in this attack. This is her take on it. And then we'll get your thoughts, Rashad. Here we go.
He's savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this for me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh, no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them. Cause how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids is like right there. And the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the midst of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she wanna yell, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days. She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl want to tell her. They dragged her from the park. They took her there and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comment. I got on here to check her. You gonna tell a story? Tell a story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on the run or for none of that. Cause if he get too, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched.
Okay. Please state your opinion. He said I have an opinion, but it may not be a popular one. All I can say is know all of the facts before passing judgment. It's a sad situation though, and Mama said how she know that's what happened. All right, Rashad, your take on the situation.
The only right response. The only right response, because they were on a couch outside.
That's what they said in
So
the report. What up, One Philadelphia?
the only right response is that the boys should have been smart enough to know not to be outside doing something like that. If my thing is, because I'm looking at it from two different sides, I don't know really what the truth is. She may be telling the truth. She may be lying. I don't know. If she was raped, okay, there's only, that's completely wrong, right? But I know that sometimes women call rape when certain things have been found out. So if the boys did not rape her, it was still, they allowed themselves to be put in that situation, right? Because let's be honest, Dee Dee, we didn't all grew up in areas where trains were a normal thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so I can potentially see both sides. And my thing is, if the boys were innocent, they were just stupid for going and doing something like that outside. It's like, if you got it, you have to. I understand they're young, but I was that age and I was around people that did stupid stuff. And the one thing that I used to always think is like, why y'all just being so sloppy with it? I mean, I get it. We all horny and we want it when we want it. I get it, but you got to have some common sense about the shit. I mean, in a situation like that, if somebody walks up and sees y'all, she can easily be like, rape, 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 even if it is consensual. But no chick wants to get caught outside being ran a train on. And so if you put yourself in that situation, to the fellas, you're going to have to deal with whatever consequences come with that.
Well, according to this auntie, she wasn't trying to have a train ran on her. She was trying to only sleep with the one boy.
Well,
and they fought.
But when she said, then when they were running the train on her, it didn't, like I said, I don't know if that meant that she was like, I'm going to do you, and they all took it, or if she was like, I'm just going to do you, and then she let them come through, because that happens too. You put enough pressure on it, then sometimes they'll say, okay, go ahead and do it. So only because of the fact that I've been around that in the past, that I'm just like, I don't know what the truth is, but at the end of the day, if they raped her, they all need to go. Even the boy's dad was talking about, he's just out here visiting and all this stuff. If he held her down and put rocks in her mouth, then he needs to go as well, right? But if it was not rape, if she was willing, the boys put themselves in that situation, and now there's really no way to tell the truth, and society is going to go with the woman more than likely. So they messed themselves up.
Mama said, just in case she's not aware, adult women don't always report rape right away. Writing by Winifred said people used to do it under the bleachers on campus. Barack, Mama said, why are they putting rocks in her mouth? That doesn't make sense. She was.
Well, that once again, I mean, that's what she said, right? But I mean, you got to let the facts, unfold themselves. I'm sure there's a possibility there's some dirt fragments or something in their mouth that they're going to test for, and all that other stuff. I don't know, man. That's just a rough situation, because I've seen some situation where women are just promiscuous, and I've also seen some situations where women were forced into it, and it's just never it's none of that. It's just, it never ends well.
I'm not trying to victim bash by any means, so please do not wrong for what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I don't think we're being 100% honest on this chat right now, because we know that some of these little girls is fast, hot in the pants. Can we be honest? And I'm not saying that was the situation, but I mean,
No, they are. You're right. You're correct.
And I want to know, if this is the case and these little boys did sexually assault her, where did they learn that from?
Being around the wrong people. There are a lot of boys out here that have older brothers that are really aggressive, right? And they handle their chicks a certain way, and they pass bad information on to their little brothers. And because I had a friend when I was in school, she had ended up getting raped when she was 12, because, she was overly developed. She was hanging around with some homeboys. And, when it's summertime and, mama and daddy and everybody gone, those hormones just take over the dudes. And so they're just playing. Right. And all of a sudden they try to push up on her. She was like, what y'all doing? And one of the partners held her down, and the other dude, started, sucking on her chest and stuff. And that's what happened. And unfortunately, it turned into a habit of that, because these were, like I said, these were kind of like her only friends, and she was trying to get past it. But it turned into nope, this is what we're going to do. And, she eventually just started giving in, not because she wanted to, but, at that age, little girls, they crave attention. There's a need and a longing for something. And I don't know what it is. I can't describe what it is, but it allows y'all to get into bad situations. I went to high school, actually one of my ex-girlfriends, I found out, and we're talking now. So, I mean, I found out, she was a freak from everybody at the school. But it wasn't when I was with her. But like when she and I were together, I was, because, I was a virgin. Mm-hmm. And so, I wasn't that experienced, but, I found out later that, yeah, she had been doing stuff, before we got together and after, but it was for that same reason. She used to hang around a lot of boys, and she was very developed. And so, yeah, we gotta protect our little girls, man. And whenever you hear women that say, I don't hang around women, all I got is male friends, that's a red flag.
Is it? No, don't do that.
It is, because more often than not, there has been some form of manipulation or abuse in their past. I'm not saying everybody, but more often than not, because dudes are going to test you. they're going to test you. Now, we should teach our boys better. 100%. 100%. I completely agree that the men, the unks in the community, we got to talk to these little nappy head Negroes. Yes, we do. I
Hold on.
completely agree with that.
Rashad, let me read some comments too. Mama said, how old was the girl? Because there is an age of consent. She was 12. And Joey Cake said, I agree, Shad. If it was just about if it was just if it was just about the sex, that's one thing. But the rape allegation is a completely different story. A 12-year-old charge as an adult, extremely serious. It's word against word, but it's 3 words against 1 word, though, no? Writing by Winifred said some kids learn from rated R movies, music, without saying it. These girls aren't angels either. No, they don't deserve to be raped, but the boys don't deserve to be falsely accused either. And he said, I just pray that the truth comes out so the appropriate measures can be taken. And you read that. Writing by Winifred said, and teach our boys better. Got you opening ENT said facts. And writing by Winifred said, yeah, she was 12 years old. 12.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, there's a potential that, the little boys may be innocent, but we still have to talk about a culture that allows boys to run around and have sex with little girls outside together. That still needs to be discussed. That shit, nothing good is coming from that. That's how babies happen, right? And so now, if she ended up getting pregnant, she wouldn't have any idea who the daddy is. Let's not pretend that either one of them is going to take care of her. I mean, going to take care of
Yeah,
this.
they're 12 and 13. And
100%.
they're being charged as adults, and their bond was denied. So
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. I don't, because I've seen much worse atrocities happening by adults that don't get the same type of sentencing that they got. You have to allow for restoration and rehabilitation. This is what they've been exposed to, but this does not mean that you throw them away. These are 13-year-old kids. Obviously, they have been in an environment that have fostered this type of thinking and processing, but you have to exclude them from, well, not exclude them, but you have to remove them from that particular environment to try to see if they can turn their lives around. I don't believe throwing anybody away, being that young, because their brains are still forming. They're obviously being manipulated by something around in their environment. That's bullshit.
yeah, so they are being the 12 and the 13-year-old is being charged as an adult, and I guess the 15-year-old just turned 15. He's being charged as a juvenile. But you ain't lying, because there was a professor here, I don't know, it made national news. He was a UGA professor, and he was having I guess relationships with underage kids.
Yeah.
I
Slap
guess
on
they
the
were
wrist.
investigating him. How?
You got a slap on the wrist.
The man got a chance to flee the country. Wasn't even arrested.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were investigating him. He said, "Oh, I got some," and fled the damn country. So you ain't lying, Rashad.
No, that's true.
Got you open ENT said, growing up in New York, I knew a girl whom was attacked by her older brother. Oh my, that's terrible.
That shit, all shit like that happens. But think about it: older brother, uncles, daddies, grandfathers. I mean, that shit happens.
And got you said she was 13, brother was 16, and mom and his friends were in the house. Ain't no freaking way. Mama said, I don't believe they will get life. Joey Cake said, I had a previous job where 3 young men were accused of sexually assaulting one of our coworkers. The police came to our job to arrest them. Did they get charged? Just curious. New folks, welcome to Discussions with D. Parker. We're talking about the situation. I'm not sure where this situation happened, but we're talking about the situation with the young boys, 12, 13, 15, now being charged, the 2 being charged as adults for allegedly sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl. One of the boys' fathers has spoken out and says he doesn't deserve this. He was just in town visiting and he got caught up with the wrong crowd. Now, auntie has spoken out. This situation is very messy too, by the way. This is just a messy situation. Auntie has spoken out, and this is what the auntie, and we'll do this briefly, had to say about the situation.
He's savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh, no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them, because how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids, it's like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the midst of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she want to yell, y'all stop, y'all stop, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days. She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl want to tell her mama they dragged her from the park, they took her there, and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comments. I got on here to check her. You gonna tell a story? Tell a story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on the run or for none of that. Because if he get direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched.
Okay.
Now, see, now that's another thing. She doing the most. She has no idea what happened. She has no idea. She don't know. You can't speak that passionately about anything. All you're doing is going off of what your nephew done told you. How would you know if she a virgin? Why is that even applicable right now?
Why does that even matter?
Yeah.
If she said no, no is no, right?
No means no.
Period. And if she said she was only sleeping with one boy and the rest of them took it, that is still. I'm just saying.
You can't do that.
I'm just saying.
Do that.
Auntie said, shoot, there were 3 male cousins I knew never to be alone with. Auntie! No! Not the cousins. Mr. Awesome on Twitch said, wow, she sounds very pissed. Yeah, she was very passionate about her nephew. I can't say rightfully so, because again, I don't know the whole situation. When it comes to this situation, there's always 3 sides to a story. Unfortunately, we probably will never know the truth to the story and what really happened, unfortunately. But I don't want these boys to go away for life. They probably won't, though. Like Mama said, they probably won't get life, but they are being charged as adults at 12 and 13.
Yeah, you really have to give them some time away, because rape, that's a condition of the mind. And once you do it once.
Of the mind at 12 and 13?
Well, yes. I mean, it don't matter how old you are.
You have to. A 13 should not be thinking about raping a human being.
Okay, pause.
Okay.
These kids have access to what, Didi?
Okay, you're right. Social media, yeah. Okay.
You thinking about when we grew up. We those concepts were not as visible. If you want to see some aggressive stuff, it's one website away. Any and everything. No matter what it is. And these parents in these types of areas, I can assume the type of area. But these parents, they don't have as much control over the kids as you would need to keep them away from these types of things. Shit. In the area that I'm in, I still don't know what my kids are getting access to.
Yeah. Do you let your kids stay the night at other people's houses?
Hell to the no.
I think that's every black parent's goal. Hell no, you're not staying the night over there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My daughter did a sleepover one time, and I think my wife went with her, to be honest with you. No, she didn't. She went and she cased the situation out. It was nothing but little girls there. So no boys, no daddies, no cousins, no uncles, no none of that. And they were in a hotel. And that was the only time that any of my kids have done a sleepover.
Yeah, no, my dad, well, Carl, he didn't play that. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We've been chatting about the situation with the young boys, 12, 13, and 15. Two of them being charged as adults, one being charged as a juvie for the alleged sexual assault of a 12-year-old. Gave you guys the backstory. Well, I'll give you the backstory if you're not familiar with it. But yeah, nah, Carl, he didn't play that. We could not stay the night at nobody's house. He didn't know. So I'm gonna give you guys the backstory for the new folks if you are not familiar with the story.
There is a third co-defendant, a 15-year-old by the name of Xavier Titan.
Xavier. Here we go.
12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Two middle school age boys.
I can't play it because I'm in
grand jury
Instagram in this video.
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults, accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police that she was leaving her friend's house. 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name. And just minutes ago, we learned from the Miami...
That went on that long?
Yeah, that's what I was. That was like, fuck, 30 minutes. Man, that's rough.
30 minutes. Okay. Whew, child. I didn't even hear that part.
Yeah.
Here's one of the 12-year-old boy's daddy speaking out about his son. Take a listen.
12-year-old boy we talking about.
I can't play the video, y'all. I apologize.
I put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong two kids.
Marvin Jones's son, Josiah, is charged with battery and false imprisonment, charges related to the rape of a 12-year-old girl. A police report says the victim says his son, Josiah, held her down and put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming for help.
This is a 12-year-old.
Stopped her from screaming from help. Tex said, oh, wow. Coach Kit said, I have teenage boys these ages. Conversations. Okay, Rashad, I got a question for you because you soon are about to have boys this age. What's that conversation about to look like? Yes, 30 minutes. And Tex said, this is wild. Mama said, I'm not in agreement with putting their names on the news.
You got to think about it. With boys, we have all kinds of conversations as fathers, right? I mean, real men talk to their kids about police interaction and also talk to them about girls because, we don't want, our sons, getting anybody pregnant. We don't want them catching anything, and we don't want them ending up, going to jail because of something that they've done with, any of these little girls. So, yeah, so we have those conversations, and my kids are going to understand I respect women. You got to think it's a bit more challenging to come from a two-parent home, right? And to go into that direction. Now that does happen because I do know people from my past that went that direction that had good home lives, but that's not the norm, right? Yeah. And so, as a father, I try to proactively prepare myself for these types of conversations. Now, my oldest is 11. So, he's right on that verge, but he understands. He sees me dating, my daughter. He sees me with my mom. So he sees healthy relationships. The people that I knew in the past that had two-parent homes, they weren't functioning two-parent homes. They were just two parents there, but they weren't healthy relationships. So I think the best way to address boys is to show them healthy relationships with women.
Yeah, but what if these kids had healthy, two-parent homes? What if they came from that?
I
Because
mean, what
it
if?
looks like one of the boys has a mom and a dad because they were both in court with him.
Mhm. So once again, there's a difference between two-parent homes and healthy two-parent homes.
Okay, got you.
Right. And so it's like um, the dad almost made it, sound like he was upset that his kid had gotten arrested.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, shit, if he was there, he's like, oh, we came to Miami. And of course, this happens in Florida. That makes perfect sense. Florida is not like, the rest of the world. Florida, them black people out there, they own some different stuff. I don't know what's going on in Florida. However, the way that he addressed it, it just didn't sound like, that came from a functioning home, that type of response. It sounds like, yeah, there may be a mommy and daddy there, but just because you're there don't mean that you all there.
Yeah. And Mama says, what happens if they find out the boys did rape her? The damage is done. Do they put them in jail with grown men? I think, aren't they in jail right now with grown men? Because they're being
Well,
charged as adults.
yeah, I once again, you don't put no 13-year-old kid in jail with grown men. No, I do not agree with that.
They're probably in a grown man jail though, no? Or they put them in juvenile.
Yeah, no, you put them in juvenile until they're 18.
And then they go to
That's
grown
what
man
needs
jail.
to happen. So
Hey Chef, Mama said Ron DeSantis is going on in Florida. Coach said, as a single parent of 3 teenage boys, I try to teach them the importance of being aware and practicing safe spaces for themselves and others. That's good advice.
yeah,
You,
no, 100%. You got to protect. They have to protect themselves because the world is after them, just like the world is after little black girls, right? So you got to educate them up front.
got you open ENT said in juvie till 16. So they're in juvenile detention. I thought if you were charged as an adult, you go to an adult jail.
No, I mean that's possibly. I don't know. I said I don't agree with that.
Okay, no. I got that viewpoint. I don't necessarily agree that they're being charged as adults, but what do you charge them? You said they need what? Counseling,
Well,
rehabilitation.
that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a terrible, horrible mistake. But at the end of the day, look, if we, and I know everybody has their own spiritual walk, but if we truly believe in Christ the way that we say that we believe in Christ, at the end of the day, everyone has the ability, or everyone should have the ability to be rehabilitated, right? And so what happens if these kids don't know Christ right now, right? And so at the end of the day, if you put them in an environment that provides them with the structure that they need, they could potentially grow to understand the ramifications of what they did and to grow beyond it, and then have a story that they can pass to someone else that might need that prevents them from going through that same thing. Right? So no, I don't believe in throwing people away. I mean, unless there's some people out there that are just flat out evil. There's a difference between doing something wrong and just being evil. And, evil people have a consistency of horrible things, right? And so in a situation where you've attempted, some people you got to throw the key away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what this situation was, but
Coach said yes. Coach said they don't need jail. They need guidance and constructive consequences. And Coach said agreed. But if they don't need jail, what consequences are you going to give them?
So no, I wouldn't say they don't need jail. They need, I believe they need some form of juvenile detention because they need to be separated from the public, right? Because they're a danger. And if you don't show them consequences,
right,
there's a potential that they can put someone else in that same situation. So we got to get them off the street to keep the population safe. So I agree with separation, but you have to separate them with a path to rehabilitation. That's the problem that America has. America doesn't care about these people that they lock up. They just throw them away. They treat them terrible. It's just like when you put that dog in the backyard on a chain and you're mean to him and all this other stuff. It's like you're going to make him angry.
Yeah.
And so then by the time he gets out, he's going to go bite somebody again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but that's why we have to address it proactively, because that system is not going to do anything for him. It's not designed to. Our penal system, our, juvenile system is only geared for occupants. And
that's how they make their money.
Well, 100%. It's a business. Yeah. And all of the law, enforcers, the judges, the police officers, a lot of them are tied into it. That's why a lot of them are going to jail for sending people to these places.
Yeah.
But, that's just the America that nobody likes to talk about.
Of course they don't. They don't want to talk about that, because that means you in their pockets. The amount of money they make off inmates is ridiculous a day. So they will never go broke. Coach said yes, separation, and she said thank you guys for sharing. Hey Tasha, Malcolm said I don't have any kids, but I tell my 15-year-old niece to stay away from these boys. And I want to go back to something you said, because you said that if a girl has a lot of guy friends, that's a red flag.
It's definitely a red flag.
Why?
Definitely. Historically, not everyone, Didi, but historically, little girls especially that hang around a lot of boys, you got to remember, boys are going to push the limits. They are going to push the envelope. So she is going to be subjected to a lot of that negative attention that is not good for those relationships. You got to think about it. When you're young, hormones are all over the place.
Yeah.
So, of course, little boys, they're looking for access. Regardless if they like you or not, let's be honest, they're controlled by that other head.
You ain't lying, because I used to hang with my little brothers. We used to play, football. Then I started to develop, and then them little boys started to try to grab on my chest.
Told you.
No more.
Told you. Exactly. I was like, I know you got some stories.
Yeah.
You just ain't gonna say nothing. I know you got stories.
I can't even play football no more because you little nasties. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do have. So you're not lying about that. But not even in adulthood, no. It's in adulthood.
Well, you got to think. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that dudes stop pressing.
They don't, but as an adult, you just don't put yourself in well, I can't say that, because when I was in college, I put myself in situations. Me and my homegirl was just talking about that situation that I would never, ever, ever, ever do ever again in my life.
I'm just like, Didi, I don't know why you capping. You know.
Do in 2026. So yeah, I get it.
Because and you were developed, and you can't be.
I was in college, okay. We were having a good time. I would not, good years. Got you. Opening ENT said, indeed, I told my son and girls, be mindful whom they are around and to read body language and energy. I'm sorry, Rashad, let me repeat real quick because we got some new folks. We've been chatting about the boys 12, 13, 15 that were charged, two of them as adults, one as a juvenile, for the alleged sexual assault of a 12-year-old girl, if you're familiar with that story. This story is getting messy because now one of the boys' aunties has come and spoke out saying that it was consensual, that they went around the building, and that the little girl wanted to only sleep with one of them. So I don't know how the other two ended up on top of her, but yeah, they got caught, and that's how that. So I mean, at this point, I need more. What do they say? I need more answers. I need more receipts.
Well, no, we need information.
I need more. I need more information, because I can't sit here and say, oh, you see what I'm saying? But it is a very what?
Well, let's be honest. We don't need to have opinions. That's the issue. The issue is that everyone is trying to determine if they're guilty or not. That's not our job. Our job is not to necessarily blame anybody, but that's what we do. And that's why we want more information so we can identify who's wrong. Look, that's for the courts. That is far removed from us. We are not a part of that situation.
But unfortunately for Black people, you're always guilty until you're proving yourself innocent. So
Well, I mean,
if
agreed,
that is,
but
if this is the case and the neighbor did catch them, then the boys have a witness right there, right? No?
well, yeah, but that would determine if she was screaming. Did she see rocks in the girl's mouth? What was the situation? What was the position? Was somebody holding her down, or
Right.
was somebody willingly in front of her and she was willingly doing stuff to them? I mean that. So once again, we don't have enough information. Don't have enough information, but I'm not trying to, be the judge, jury, or the executioner. It's just a terrible, tragic story all around for kids that are 13 and 15 years old to be doing stuff like that outside, regardless if it was consensual or if it was not consensual. That should not be happening.
I'm
Shouldn't be
trying to
happening.
think. I don't ever remember, like, I remember, like, growing up, like, maybe, like, older men doing this type of stuff, but I don't remember kids my age doing things like this. Do you?
Well, let's be honest. You had a strict dad at the house,
Yeah. Well,
so he didn't let you go outside and do stuff like that.
yeah. Well,
So think about all of the kids that had parents that were gone to work that didn't
that,
have any latchkey. I was a latchkey kid,
so
but
you could have had girls up and through your house if you wanted to.
I was that wasn't my thing. I was very shy, and I was a homebody. I just stayed at home. I didn't have any friends that didn't roam around. When we lived in the apartments, yeah, I used to go out. But when we moved into a house, it was just like, shit, I'm just over here. I'm watching TV. That's just what I enjoy doing. I was not a bad kid. I was not a bad kid. Not even close. You know. So it just depends on who you are as an individual, which is why I tell people you don't have to be a product of your environment because I grew up in the midst of all of that.
Mhm.
Any and everything that you could potentially imagine, it was around me for a very long period of time. But that's not where I was. When the kids went, I had a kinfolk. He used to go, it's like, yeah, man, we finna go do some kick doors. It's like, nigga, what you doing kick doors for? I mean, it's not, it's in my, I'm like, why? What is the purpose? Why are you going to go steal from people?
Right.
It's like number one, number two, nigga, you gonna get caught.
Yeah.
You're going to get caught. I was like, why put yourself in that situation? My thought process was just different when they were smoking weed. Now I got partners that tell me now, look, man, I never told you this, but I looked up to you back then because when we were out there doing our dirt, you always went your own way. You always had your own mind. You didn't let us talk you into anything. And
Mm.
I was like, that shit ain't. I don't want to smoke no fucking weed. I don't want to smoke no weed today.
You was a leader. You wasn't a follower. You didn't have to keep up with the crowd. That's good though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these kids now, they don't have the mindset. They're definitely followers. Tasha said between my dad, my granny, the whole hood was watching me like a hawk. Granny was president of the citywide usher board. Too, shaking my head, baby. She had more eyes in the streets than El Chapo. You know what, Tasha?
That's hilarious.
Tasha missed her calling as a damn
I'll
comedian.
be right back.
Okay. Mama said it's not consensual if she's not of the age. On consent, no different if a grown man had sex with her, he would be arrested and charged. Well, are you sure, Mama? Because it does depend on I think that goes state to state, the consent. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a lawyer, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is on a state to state basis, like the consent. So I have to double check because again, I'm not 100% sure. But it is a very it's a very tragic situation. I just hate to see our young men get caught up in anything like this. Because again, where are you learning this behavior from? Like, where are you seeing this at? Because sexual assault, that to sexually assault and pin down some, that is a violent act. Where did you witness that at? So again, when I hear stories like this of how young 12 and 13, I could not even fathom, because again, I don't ever remember hearing stories growing up about kids in my area doing anything, but maybe because it might be like Rashad said, Carl kept me sheltered. I don't care. Um, Tasha said, yeah, they trying to lower the age of consent to 12 or 14 across the country. Okay. What is it in Dallas? And we talked about Jasmine Crockett, Tasha, yesterday. Me and you, Mona. I was sad. I would have voted for Jasmine 20 times over. But it was like what you said in our tax thing about, you said that they were turning people away. So I wish I would have posted that sooner. Mr. Austin said, I know it sounds funny, but video games saved my life and keep my mind off sex with girls when I was young. Right? Because what they're trying to say, that the video games is the ones that is influencing these children. Mama said statutory rape, every state has a different age of consent. Okay. Is that for statutory? Okay, what's the difference between what you said and what I said? I'm so confused. But then again, I don't know nothing about none of this. So I'm just as but like I said, I hate this situation again. Terrible, because now these young men, and regardless, like what Mama said, what if it comes back and they didn't do this? You know what I'm saying? Now is this gonna follow them for the rest of their lives? Like, hey, David West, we're chatting. Welcome to the chat. Discussions with Didi Parker. And now is this gonna follow them for the rest of their lives? And hopefully it does not. You feel me? All right, y'all, let's drop some final thoughts. This is a good conversation. Thank you, guys. I am tortured. Tasha said they played her shaking my head. They hired a teacher over an attorney to be a lawmaker. These MFers are the dumbest. Man, I said that yesterday. Tasha, the women just need to pick up and go start over somewhere else and let these men be to their own devices, into their own egos. Thank you. Into their own egos, and let them have as many pissing contests as they want to have while we are over somewhere else, and we only take a selected few of them so they can be our slaves. That's my ideology. Anyway, you missed my whole ideology. You want to hear it? Rashad, you want to hear my ideology? Because I'm about sick of you men, not you in particular, but just men in general. Because I'm sick of y'all in this damn voting, and how y'all don't want to vote for a woman because y'all don't want a woman to lead. Because Jasmine Crockett should most definitely be okay where she should be.
I don't know if you want to hear my perspective on that, but okay.
You don't think Jasmine? Hold on. You didn't vote for Jasmine?
Yeah. Well, no, I in my is she in my district?
Don't answer that question. Do not ever say it.
No, I voted for her. Yeah. I did, but she made it hard for herself to win.
Why? Because she was vocal?
Well, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. That type of vocalness only works for Black women and a good amount of Black men. That only works for us. You can only reach us that way. You're very rarely going to reach everybody with that mentality. The problem is that she believed, because, everybody is always saying Black women led this and Black women led that. So she doubled down on it, but she realized a harsh truth. Black people in Texas only hold 11%. We are 11% of the population. That means 89% is everybody else.
It was the Brown brothers and sisters.
The Brown brothers and sisters did not vote for Jasmine Crockett.
Do we
They
need to
were
have do we need to have another real conversation? Because this is what pisses me the
well,
off
but,
about you. But you see, but then you want to get on me because I don't want to back their asses.
well, no, but let's be honest. Why did they not vote for her? She openly, she was chastising them on the microphone.
Saying what?
She was saying that Hispanics got a slave mentality and all of this other stuff. But it's just like you can't expect people. She is trying to guilt people into voting for her. And you can't do that. And that's the problem with, like I said, we talked about it. And if Hefe was here, he would dive into it. But I'm going to, the problem, and you know this with Black women, is that y'all don't listen. People have been trying to tell Jasmine, look, we get it. You are for the people. We understand. But you can't take that energy everywhere. Because she didn't care. We know she's smart. We know she's the most qualified. But her message, her style of delivery, it only resonates with a certain type of people. And you have to be bigger than just for us. Now, there's an issue, I understand, because they talked about Barack, because they said he wasn't for us enough. And that's just, we're never happy. We're never happy. But
we're never happy, or our brown brothers and sisters ain't never happy.
No, 100%. 100%. And that's because we don't know how to communicate with each other.
Yeah, but you see, they want us to fight their good fight, right?
No,
They
I
want us
agree.
to fight the good fight.
But watch this. Watch this. They want us to fight the fight with them. But how do we approach them? No, you on your own. Hell no. That's your chance. Nope. Now you got to go and figure it out. You done fucked around there. You got to find out. How the hell are we supposed to collaborate when we're pointing a finger at each other? This is what we're doing.
You know why? Because they keep doing the same damn thing.
Okay, Didi, I get it. But at the end of the day, we are going to keep fighting unless somebody understands that somebody got to stop. But it ain't going to be us.
I ain't.
Okay, there you go. And so with that mentality, now it's a group of people that don't want to vote for Tallarico just because Jasmine lost. Well, if that happens, then we'll get the same shit that we've been getting. We are supposed to vote Democrat regardless. But we get too sensitive about it. We are not strategic. We're not smart. We're overly emotional.
Yes, we are. Yes, we is. Women, I say we leave these men here to their own devices. Let this be their little country since they want to run it into the muck. Okay? Since they can't put a woman at head and they think they can run it better than a woman. Let them run it. Let them do it. See what a fine job they've been doing. You see what a fine job. And then we can do our own little planet away from them and then only bring us celebrities.
See, that's the thing. Y'all keep talking about fantasy shit. That ain't realistic. It feels good to say.
It feels good to say. There's more of us than it is y'all. I don't know why
but y'all don't know how to strategize.
Right.
That's the problem.
Baby, if we unify against these damn men. Oh!
But here's the thing. You don't even have to unify against us. You just need to put a sound strategy together. Y'all don't have a good strategy for anything. Everything is just women, 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 women. Y'all don't even have women supporting y'all.
You ain't lying about that because we dumb too. Some of us.
That's what I'm saying. How y'all gonna take over when y'all fighting?
That's what I'm saying. We need to wise up, okay? Let these men run this country into the ground, okay? Let them have their little pissing contest with their egos. Let them do it!
Here's the craziest thing. We are stealing men. Of course, it's just white men, but white men are stealing your rights. And you still can't get shit together. There are propositions about women, and this is all women, there are propositions out there that these white men came up with that said, if you are married, women, you cannot vote.
I know.
Your husband is voting for your household.
I know. That's why I think my YT women who went and voted for this fool, I'm like, are you dumb? We helped you get voting rights. Okay, because
So watch this. So who are you more upset at? The men or the women?
I'm upset at everybody because I'm just over this. I'm so sick of the men that don't want women to run because of their egos and their extensions, because a woman can't highly run this country. Shit, she can't do no worse than the man who's running it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta remember, I get the nails, I get the hair, all of that stuff. But if you are not able as a woman to come up with a message that resonates to everybody, why should people give you a chance?
I mean, the same reason why they give these men a chance who ain't got no message or nothing behind them.
No. Now, let's be honest. The people that are voting for these men, these people have put a message that these men resonate with, regardless of what it is. I'm not saying if it's right or wrong. I'm saying they have put a message together that these people resonate with. The black women have not been able to figure out what is the message.
Black or white, because remember, Hillary ran too.
And Hillary completely fucked up. She didn't take it serious either. She didn't. It was her fault.
She was blamed for her husband's antics.
I mean, all of that, right? I mean, we get it. But once again, the women have to figure out how to identify the message that will include men instead of exclude men. Because that's why a lot of men are upset, because whatever the message is, it doesn't include them. The message that the men are saying, it includes women. But the message that the women are saying don't include men.
Okay, let me read some of these comments. Mama said, because all them Epstein pedophiles want the age to be 12 old. YT men want to sleep with children. Joey Cake said, Didi, you would miss us men. Y'all love us, so stop it. Tasha said the age of consent is 16, 18, depending on what state you're in. Texas is 17, Georgia is 16. Tasha said, what Rashad said, I wasn't listening. Baby Barack said Jasmine was a threat regardless of how she presented herself. We can't continue to tap dance for the master and expect respect at the same time. Hold on, I'm gonna let you. Hold on. Go ahead. You want to respond?
So we can't continue to tap dance. Completely understood. But we ain't got no fucking power. We don't own anything. So it's not about tap dancing as much as it is about being able to rally your allies. I don't care about white men, but we cannot get these Hispanics. We can't get we can't even get the Africans. So it's like, I get it. Yeah, we love the message about her being out there kicking ass, but she doubled down too hard on it. You got to think about it. They are afraid of us. That is what they fear.
I love her. She was the only one with some balls. And this man, I don't know who he is. He ain't going to have the balls to stand up. She was the only one with some balls, and they knew that.
And he's probably not going to be able to stand up the same way. But my point is, you might have balls, but you got to put them shits up every now and then. You can't walk out with your balls hanging out 24/7.
Why? The white men do?
No, they don't. They hide them.
I promise you, that president, he let his swing every day.
He's a completely different person.
He let them swing.
Because y'all not going to do nothing.
Joey Cake said, exactly. Joey Cake said women would be catfighting within 24 hours. You can't even take a girl trip without somebody falling out. Okay, Joey, be quiet. Okay.
Let the truth be told.
Whatever. Baby Barack said any black person that speaks up is a threat. We can't say shit about shit. Meanwhile, Orange Man can insult you to your face. We show him respect. Tasha said, I had to Google the age of consent in Nigeria. It's age 11, and a lot of Mid East countries don't have the age of consent, but marriage is required. Hey, OC, baby Barack said we need to stop identifying Mexicans or other immigrants as blacks because they clearly identify and relate and respect the YT race. They don't claim us like we claim them. I mean, where is the lie, though, baby Barack? Because I wanted to have that conversation.
So that's my point. When I say we have to be strategic, we have to figure out how to cater our message. We're so emotional, and everybody owes us. We understand, but we can't. We tried force, so now we have to try collaboration.
They don't want to collaborate because, like he said, they don't identify with us.
Here's the deal. The reason that they don't collaborate is because most of us don't want to collaborate.
Well,
here's the thing. Who is the pettiest people on this planet? Us.
I was about to say 50 Cent.
and who is it? And who is he? He's us. He is us.
I love him though. He be trolling. Listen, I mean, I hear you, Rashad. I mean,
I'm not about games. I'm about solutions. And it's like until we sit back and realize
there's no solution though. They did in Dallas what they did in the election. The Spanish men and women.
So let's understand why, right? Tallarico is an individual that they feel more comfortable with. They don't feel comfortable with us.
That's because she's a woman. And
no. It's not just she.
Let's be honest. In the Spanish culture, women are not looked down, but they're not looked as equal. The men are the head of the household. They run everything. So the women fall in line and do what they say. Believe that's how most of their households go. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, so once again, if you are trying to cater to people that historically have an understanding of what the hierarchy is supposed to be, do you think by pushing a narrative that they don't agree with, just for the sake of saying we're against this person, but you're not speaking the same language that they speak? That's my point. Her message has been great, but her communication has been lacking. The way that she communicates.
I think my point, Rashad, is it doesn't matter because Spanish men probably don't feel like a woman should be leading anything.
Well, but
just like the YT men.
But here's the deal. That is a true statement to some degree. But everybody's starting to understand what Trump has taken us to. So now they would have been more willing to listen and be open because it's the enemy of my enemy. That's my friend. Mm-hmm. Right. But with her still being the loudest, vocal thing closest to him, it's just like, yeah, that nigga's bad, but I can't stand this bitch. And that's the way it goes. And it's like, he's bad, but she just drives me crazy. And that's because she's in their ear, giving them something they're not used to. What are they used to? They're used to white men running the world. So that's familiar, what Trump is doing. It's familiar. They will acquiesce to that because that's the way that it's always been. So when you try to change, it's like, okay, let's see what this change is about. Now the change, it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. It's like, I don't like that, but I hate this. Let's just go back to what we're used to because I can't listen to this all day, every day. That's why I said the message is good, but the communication is lacking.
I don't know if there was any reaching the Hispanic men because
it was, and we can say that, but
Kamala's message wasn't loud.
So Kamala, unfortunately, she got the machine. The machine did not allow Kamala to win, right? Because with the lies and the mistruths, because let's be honest, Kamala had black people hating her.
But why?
Well, because of the lies that were spit out, right? She done locked up all of the black men in
Oh my
California,
God.
and that wasn't true. And so that's what I said. So it took black folks a long time to come and catch up with Kamala. You know, they started spinning narrative. Oh man, she ain't black enough. She, you know, she's
Well, that's because that's
embracing
what
her.
that man said
Hmm?
about her. The man that said it, that
Oh
the
well,
whole
yeah, but I mean, but yeah. And so they took the narrative and ran with it. That's why I said the machine, you know, put Kamala in the position that she was in. It wasn't just that. It was Kamala had everything going against her. The Democrats fucked up. They, you
but
know, they took too long. He held on too long. He should have let go a long time ago. He should have allowed her to be president.
so Mama has a question for you. So what is the YT man saying? Because I haven't heard anything. And she said so she has to water it down.
No, it's not necessarily watering it down. I'm not saying change the message, the form of communication. I mean, let's be honest. She's probably one of the most educated individuals out here. She's on a national stage and she's still speaking Ebonics.
What's wrong with that?
No, nobody but us is going. That's only going to resonate with us. You can't do that. Nobody else is doing that. Only us. You can't. That's the thing. She is not for black people. She is for everybody.
I mean,
And
these
you
people
can't
want to
take
be us and steal our stuff, but don't want to talk. Don't want you to be loud. Don't want you to speak Ebonics. Get the fuck out of
no,
here.
once again, I didn't say that she had to just completely change who she is. But she is not like that. She only started doing that once black women started pumping her up about the bleach blonde, bad Bill Bush body.
Oh, so you're saying she wasn't like this before, prior?
She
Wasn't doing that.
wasn't. She's not always like that. She's not. She changed and she doubled down on it after she started getting the black people's attention. And I'm just like, it's more out there than just us. And so I understand. I look, I'm down, but you have to do a national strategy, and that is not a good strategy. So getting up there and and all this and no, there's a time to throw a little bit of that sass out every now and then. Yes, but you can't have sass 24/7. You can't. You don't even want that. Let's put it this way: if you're in corporate America, right, and you're trying to get a promotion, do you go into the interview?
Of course I wouldn't.
Why? Why?
Because I know that's not what the job calls for. But I mean, that ain't in her job description to dummy herself down.
Are you nuts? That is the biggest interview of all time.
I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with her delivery. I think she was
Then you should expect that someone can go into an interview and do exactly the same stuff that she does.
I mean, she made very valid points and she
So
spoke.
I'm not talking about what she's saying. I'm talking about how. I'm talking about the delivery.
The F Trump was a little, I mean, but I liked it.
No, once again, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Hear what I'm saying, Dee. She never turns it off. It has to be a switch. It has to come on and off. She is not a rich white man. You can't fight the exact same battle because you don't have the same support. Just the bottom line.
Tasha said, final thoughts. Go vote for the voice of DFW for District 30 state rep.
No, that's Freddie Haynes. I ain't trying to compete with Freddie.
Baby Barack said, we need to stop seeking validation from others that don't respect or relate to us.
Oh.
Let Brown and Somalians or whatever figure it out for themselves. We need to worry about ourselves, period. Baby Barack said she could have tap danced, chucked, and jived for the master and it still wouldn't have mattered. They only respect the colored man sellouts like Clarence Thompson.
Nope, not true. Not true. That's an emotional statement. I'm telling
I
you,
don't know.
Jasmine had the people's support, but she went too far, and you can't you can't give sister girl all the time. There is no place for sister girl all the time. It's not. It's not. It is not.
I'm like Baby Barack. Why do we have to conform or seek
No,
validation?
it's not conforming. Here's the deal. You got to understand, sister girl only reaches you and me. You got to be
That's
fucking
it.
smart.
Because our music is
Yes.
the masses, and these people always are trying to be like us.
Well,
So
but
I get a little
you,
confused when they sit here and say, "Oh, you can't be this way," but then you try to be and act like us and mimic us and do everything we do, but you don't want us to act that way.
but let's be honest, right? When you talk about black culture, these people that are out here voting, they're not voting for a person that is in a rap video to govern them. That's when they want to play, when they want to go have fun, when they want to get away, when they want to unplug from society for a minute. That's what they want to play. They don't want that same mentality governing them. And that makes sense. It's like, yeah, they want your music, they want to rap like it's and all that other stuff. But guess what? When they go to work, they throw on their necktie the same way we do. And they don't go into to their offices, speaking like the music that they listen to. That music is in the ear pods. They don't play that music open. So the point that I'm making is that it's appropriate for certain spaces. It's not appropriate for everywhere. It's not. If that was the case, we wouldn't code switch. We code switch for a reason.
I don't know. Malcolm is awesome on Twitch said Jasmine is a beast. I love her. I do. I love me some Jasmine. I don't know what's next for her, Rashad. Is this it?
Yeah, no, it's not it, but I really don't know. But you
Because
know,
is she gonna be still a representative, or because I saw a pass that one, right?
well, no. So they redlined her out of her district, and so now that's why she was running, for the other seat. So now she won't be an elected official anymore. You got to go and figure out what her next move is. But she's still a lawyer, so it ain't like she ain't got no money. So she still got a job. Um, but and another thing, another big misconception is how people just keep talking about how it's black men that hate her, and that's
Your mama
that's
said a lot of
not
people had a problem with her.
that's not the no. The masses of us do not. We voted for Kamala at 84%, right? We supported Jasmine just like we supported Kamala. Y'all just be listening to them idiots that make the most noise. Just because there's some dudes out there making a lot of noise don't mean that they speak for everybody. Just because you go in and you see all of them comments of, yeah, and oh God, yeah, she ain't this, she ain't that. There might be like 15 people out of all of these millions and millions of people that are supporting. We got to stop saying that black men have an issue with black women leading, because that's not the case for the majority of us.
I don't
You
think
only you only listen to the ones that make the most noise.
I don't think it's y'all. I think it's other races. That's what
No,
I got.
100% it's other races.
I got a problem.
100%.
I know for a fact that my Latino brothers don't want to be led by a woman. But I'm telling you, y'all need to get over that. Okay? Real. Anyway, final thoughts before you leave. Got any?
Man,
All right, bye. All right, y'all. Do you got any final thoughts? This was a long one today, but it was a goodie. I don't have any final thoughts on. Hey, Malcolm. I don't have any final thoughts on the topic. I, again, hate the situation that, these young boys are being charged with this alleged crime. But if they did it, they're going to have to do the time. So those are my final thoughts. Tomorrow is Friday. Woo! Baby Barack said, what's the right way then? Jasmine was too black and Kamala wasn't black enough. Make it mix. That's what I was saying, Baby Barack. There's no perfect way. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You had two qualified women and the other races of men still didn't want to go vote for them. There is an inferiority. Is that a word? I just did a TI word. If not, it's a word. There is an inferiority when it comes to other races, when it comes to women and leading. They don't believe in it. They believe women are the tails and not the heads. So that's why I say women, let's go and start this planet, child. Lead these men here. They want to ruin this country. No perfect way to present ourselves. They see us as they do, regardless. Right. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But those are my final thoughts. We'll do it again tomorrow. TGIF. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Until then,